What's happening, everyone? ZachSongZ back here with Chapter 5 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time, we took on our first case in 2 months, and this time, we are going to be doing the trial. Trial former? What does that mean? Anyways, yeah, I'm excited to do this. Quiet past me. You don't get to speak. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Woo, that was some lag. I don't know what that was, sorry. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he was having a flash, and it's like, oh, okay, Mia's here now. I'll be alone in there. So, I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Alright. Let's go. Order. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I'm gonna move closer to the mic so I don't have to lean towards it. I haven't been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while now. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. Ugh. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. For a while, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen? I think I gave you this voice. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Ho ho, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. You guys can't hear the game. I'm an idiot. That's what I get. There you go. Now you can hear the game like you're supposed to. Might be. Sorry about that. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. What up, Maelstrom Wake? Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? Well, this is why I've been waiting for caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me, the name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry up. Okay. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective?
Aha! I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
There's a new Ace Attorney game coming out for the Switch. Well, I probably won't be playing it very soon, considering I am only on the first game, and this is blind. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star.
Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for the visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's space, yes?
Crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
Just who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Floor plans, okay. Wait, okay. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star.
Wait, are they talking about me? Who else would they be talking about, Phoenix? Witness account. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts working. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Ah, it feels good to be cross-examining someone with Edgeworth again. I hated Von Karma anyways.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
Okay, wait, no, I didn't mean to do that. Go back. Wait, why did you know that this day would come?
How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Abhorrence. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods, well, okay.
Okay. Wait, why are you delivering a lunchbox at 5:15?
Is he a detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
Okay. How do you get to the other side from the B block? I don't get it. It makes no sense. Your wire fence is so cheap. Prosecutor standing next to a garage car, holding a knife in her right hand. Were there any prints on this, by the way? No prints. Okay, then that means basically nothing to me. Yeah, we can make it. Sounds pretty fatal. Okay, somehow I always knew it would come like this. Can I save real quick? Just so I don't have to do this all over again? I forgot I did that. I was like, wait, why am I at the title screen again? I was on my way when I perhaps... Okay. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like... how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of detective's instincts, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the street. A greenhorn. Of course, I'm hard, yellow, sharp as a tack. Bet you stink, too. In any case, in the lot, felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Then, through the wire fence, I saw the police officer standing next to a garish car. That's not what I wanted. Let's just press for a bit, see if there's anything. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth is... Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was also stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure was the defendant? I saw her from no further away than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always complain. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. Don't mind the stuff in the background if you can hear that. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Oh. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over, and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging around your neck. This is my first time seeing this photograph. You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Wow, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Atlanta Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? The prosecutor is holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Ahem. Yes, that's about right. Wait, sorry, what? By nature, Wolver's location. And I was holding a knife. What then? Wait. Sorry, how long did you say it was? 10 centimeters long? Oh, wait a minute. The wound was caused by a 12 centimeter knife. Can I, or is that too specific? That might be too specific, actually.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise a knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Fortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
Yeah. So I'm gonna deliver a lunchbox.
So I think it's this one. So there's two things I want to try. So I'm going to save really quick. And then I want to see if I can get this right. If not, then what else? We'll see. I think it's this one, though. Alright, let's try it. Yeah, got it right first try.
And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection. Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? It is you that needs to be more careful, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. How can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stain on the sheriff prosecutor's coat? It's a black and white photograph.
Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you gonna just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
You got a better idea?
Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony, namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I didn't have the time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know that? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possibility, conclusion one can make. Okay, I think I know what to do here, actually. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. Yeah. Okay, I know what it is. I know what it is. If it isn't this, I'm gonna be very upset. Oh, crap. Oops. Hold on, what was that last sentence you said there? Let's go with that real quick.
Oh, god dang it. Alright, let's save here real quick, because I don't want to lose any hearts. I just don't. If this was a video, I would cut this out, but it's not a video, so I can't cut it out. So I think it's this. It's not that. Okay. So my logic there was that it couldn't have been planned because they didn't know Edgeworth was his car was gonna be there. But that's not true. Oh. Is it this? Yeah, it would have to be that, because they wouldn't have known to get the knife if Edgeworth's car wasn't there, right?
Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife.
Okay, that's not the point. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there. The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right?
Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witnesses provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Warg!
Order! Order! Order!
Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
Oh, no.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. How did you know exactly what I said in my head? Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing that the prosecution needs to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If she wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Then why'd you get that wrong? Oh! Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Hey, I already see the contradiction there. There is no again and again, he was stabbed once.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? That's true.
In any case, the defense may now cross-witness the exam. Alright, this one's pretty obvious, but I'm gonna save just in case. Yeah. So let's save real quick. Saving game. Saving game. Saving game. Saving. Okay, from save point, I'm pretty sure if we use the autopsy report, right? Yeah, okay, I thought so. I just want to make sure. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star.
What do all these puns mean? What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, I'm the one who's... Oh, okay. Forget me, I guess. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed?
Yeah, seriously, what the heck? I'm the one who deduced that, Edgeworth, not you. Well, witness?
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
Splattered blood from her victim.
That's why I thought you must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
The red muffler looked like blood to me. Red muffler. What? I'm confused. I am confuzzled.
Red muffler.
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck.
No. He's right. Oh, was she wearing that?
Is she wearing that in this photo? I don't think she is. Am I wrong?
Wait. Now that you mistook that for splattered blood. Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib.
The judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Okay, yes, I know, I see the contradiction. I'm entirely sure of her own testimony. This is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? The stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. Okay. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax, and even a really short wick would burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. And a sky, yeah, blah, blah. Okay, we're gonna save here, just to be sure I don't mess up again and be a dumb. Which I probably will be a dumb. I'm gonna be like, no, you're wrong. And I'll be like, oh, okay. But I think it's this. Yay! I'm doing good this trial. I understand the game now. Miss Star, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she had stabbed the victim, as you proved it yourself with this photograph. Edgeworth, stop stealing my thunder! Huh? But that can't be! Only a true professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady. Have no fear.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objective? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude. Now, back to business. What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
Most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
So I think it's going to be the floor plan. It'll be like, wait, how did you do that? You were on the other side of the thing. You're quite determined about the scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor, first of all. A cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
Note to self, Attorney Wright gets bitten by snake.
What?
Chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicking over an oil drum.
Oil drum? Hard to imagine.
She's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one.
Well, Mr. Wright, cross-examination, if you will.
I think I know what this is, but maybe not. Who knows? After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a petition after her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights there, and arrested her on the spot. Okay.
You didn't have handcuffs, though. You're not an actual police person anymore, so I don't know how exactly you arrested her, but okay. Okay. I think it's... No, that's not the one I meant to click. That's the wrong photo. That's the wrong photo. That's the wrong photo. Sorry. Let me try this again. That was my mistake. Where is this? Oh. Or not. Okay. Your statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. Oh, what? There's nothing wrong with it. What are you talking about? You're insane, right? Oh, sorry. She mentioned the muffler. Okay, why did she mention a muffler? She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? You mean this cell phone? By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Oh.
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't seem his star.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone?
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing. Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
Things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Okay.
Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
Ah, I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. She picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled out her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time,
you climbed over the chain link fence.
Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Tried to run. I'm a little bit confused about what we're contradicting here, but it has something to do with the cell phone. I know that much. What exactly is contradictory about it, though? Is it? No, not that. Wait. Why wouldn't she just use her cell phone first? Oh, wait, that's the point, isn't it? It's that she would have to, like, yeah, okay, there's a couple things I want to try. I don't know which ones are right or not, though. I doubt it's this, but no, okay. Oh, this one's a little bit tough, not gonna lie. I think it's either the phone or the guide. No. I think what we're trying to point out is why would she use the phone on the wall when she already had her cell phone? Like, that's stupid. Can I use this? No. Okay. Ah. Man, I would be dead if I didn't have these saves. Be like, no, get him off the court. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I tried that actually. She gave up trying to use the phone on the wall and just used her cell phone. She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see. A dollop of a pate of a foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other... Ah! The car entrance. That's right! Doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent, more mysteries. Wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So this guy tried to run? Okay. I quickly explained to her. Okay. Can I object with that? No. Okay. This one's tough. Not gonna lie. What else is there? It's not this. Or
is it? Did I try this already? No. Oh god, this one. Okay. Doctor's side. Cotter. Use yourself. This is hard. Is it? Okay, I'm gonna listen to this again. Oh my god, I honestly do not know what to do. Holy crap. She gave up trying to use her phone on the wall and just used her cell phone. This is like weird because her statement is like in the wrong order. It goes this, that, this, that. I don't know what to do. Alright. I don't want to spend an entire stream on this, so I'll look it up real quick. I feel like I'm on the right track, but I don't know which one to do. This is annoying because I really want to do this. Okay. Probably just have this open like all the time just so I don't, because I did want to try and figure this out on my own, but I legit just can't. Yeah, characters. Okay. Day 1 investigation, did that already. File former. I still don't really know what that means. Give it a try. Oh. So is it? Wait, what? Oh. Oops. Okay. this one? Say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? I just said. I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Here's your presser for more details. Okay. No, I didn't mean to do that. No, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, presser. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, though she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? I'm making about 30 feet away from the car, yes. Yes, that's right. I was trained along the fence in front of you? Okay, so I got this already. Okay, so we had to get that thing from earlier to find out where she was, and now we can do that. Dang it. I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. Can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about what she saw, where she saw it. She tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. The witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. In other words, Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony you've heard up until now points in one direction. There's only one place she could have done it. In the security room. This is the only place where she could have been. Security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second level so you can see the entire lot. She would have to be able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. I see, that makes sense. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better, men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. Guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station in the first place. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim.
Oh. Wait, that photo comes into question now, because how did she take that? Is that her photo? What is it?
That truth still stands.
It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? Distance. Distance to the crime. Ah, I knew it. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky?
Well, witness?
You... yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches have gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch from my fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled window station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene, but the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes?
Ah, but I see the problem there. If it took her 5 minutes, that's impossible, because this phone call was made at 5:18, and the crime took place at 5:15, so if it took her 5 minutes, she wouldn't have heard this call, I think.
This changes considerably everything.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it all denty. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. Not the point I'm trying to make. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
But you just proved my point. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yarg! Yarg, mateys! Well then, seems we've come to the end of this testimony. She has a grudge against the defendant, and there is a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright! That was too close.
I'm afraid that the Cough-Up Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Ugh. Hold it. Oh, it's her.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid reels, right? That's when you tried to force stuff on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Whoa, triple decker. Out of deference to the witness' determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the lunchbox motto says, you won't be disappointed. What you gonna pull over lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, I took the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other was the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's blood. Excuse me. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
No, your photo disproves that, actually. What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Objection!
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You should know the 2 rules of evidence law, Miss Starr. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edward sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensic department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You can at least study some evidence law, really.
Prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. Well, seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Let's save real quick so I can go back to my saves when I mess up. So the photo is black and white, and her shoes in it are black. That's what I'm looking at the moment. But I'm gonna ask, how did you know this? You can't say for sure that the blood belonged to the victim with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was performed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, if you combine all various blood tests, there are millions of types. It's practically impossible to narrow down a blood sample down to one person, or so I hear. But millions of types? If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results, but they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect was found in the victim's shoe. Oh, never mind.
It's the victim's shoe. I see. Sorry, my mistake. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole batch of soup. Mr. Wright, you really don't have a problem with this shoe. A problem? This is critical. What's wrong with the victim's shoe? There is a problem? If I'm not imagining things, I say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about this victim's shoe? So what's the problem with this evidence?
God dang it, I hate this. This. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about his blood on the bottom of the shoe? Can I save? I can't save. So I'm gonna make a save state real quick. Actually, slot one. Okay, just go. Oh, I can. Oh, okay, nice. Oh my god, that was loud. Is it the knife? Nope, that wasn't it. Alright, let's load slot one. Is it this? The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. This contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. If there were bloody prints, they would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order! 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 Well, witness?
What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but, it's true the lack of footprints is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh.
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think! Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint of the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Must be a reference or anything. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drop. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt at the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Aha! You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To wash the blood. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her.
What? That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstain left on the victim's shoe... on the shoe tie... Blech. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't you say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So my sister's blood on the shoe, that's when it happened?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. What?
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
You've reached your verdict, Your Honor. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough up, Queen. Look at this. Why didn't you show this?
A photograph?
I had this just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the very beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Your Honor, wait.
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, we've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should get every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright.
Show the court the problem in this photograph. Well, where's this camera? Okay, just make sure it works. Is it?
Okay. I might be being stupid right now. I don't know, I'm really stumped, honestly. I'm gonna check the guide for this one, because I don't want this to take 70 million years to solve. Oh, wait. Problem in this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see! What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
This. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh! I can't scream in a girl voice, I apologize.
Well, seems we have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. Whew. That was close. But we made it. At least, for now.
The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all.
He's still hungry? To be continued. Okay. Are we just getting straight into the trial next episode? Whew, that was an intense stream, guys. Holy crap. Oh yeah, we are. Wow. That's cool with me though. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Stick around to see more of this awesome game. We're going to be playing some Kingdom Hearts soon as well. And, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you all in the next stream, which will be tomorrow. I think it'll be tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow. Peace out!